Veteran Army, former helicopter pilot, Milan, Georgia.
Okay. Wow, looking out on the crowd like this is pretty big. I just want to forewarn you that years ago I flunked public speaking 4 times. I agree with the general completely. I think we definitely need to come out and dedicate today to a specific person. And I've been waiting to do this for quite a few years, and I've been interrupted with medical problems and a few other things. But it certainly is good today to tell you about my crew chief. America sets aside this day to recall the memory of those who have fallen in their engagement that we dispatched them to go fight. And it's a case of uncommon valor becoming a common value amongst the men and the women who did not return to us. Here's one such story of a Vietnam veteran that I will always remember. Kenneth John Koch. He was born in Jersey City, New Jersey on January the 18th, 1949, just across the Hudson from Lower Manhattan. Kenny was what I call the big guy, and anybody is a big guy to me. But Kenny was 6'2", and he weighed about 235 pounds. I'd seen him pick up 500 round ammo cans, one under each arm, and walk to the helicopter gunship and install them. Kenny used to get about 6 cans every time we went out flying. Kenny could, to say the least, go through some ammo. He had an underbite and a very distinct Jersey accent, with a big booming voice and a laugh to match. Kenny never met a stranger. You could tell that by his strong handshake and warm smile. Kenneth was a specialist 5th class crew chief in the Stinger gunship platoon of the 116th Assault Helicopter Company. He was a volunteer. You had to be a volunteer to be in the gunship platoon. The Viet Cong and NBA thought the big red bug that Kenny had hand painted on the nose of our UH-1C gunship was a death ride. And so we did our best to fulfill their belief. Kenny solidified that reputation. I'd kid with him, and he would be right back at me to keep us loose and less tense about the situation at hand. We were good friends from the same area of the country. He called me his lucky piece, as you would a rabbit's foot or a special penny. We were bound like brothers in arms always are. We would have died for each other if we had to. Kenny had confided in me that he was saving his combat pay and flight pay to build his dream house, to buy a car, to get married to his girlfriend, and take care of his parents. All the right stuff. Kenny's second job upon liftoff was that of a left door gunner. he would tuck that M60 under his right arm, lean out of the door, and hit the target time after time. He could stitch with that M60. He was what we called a crack shot. After each engagement on the way home, back to the base, Kenny would break out in song, usually with the Beatles' "Happiness is a Warm Gun." He may have been a crack shot, but he was a terrible singer. We'd usually end up singing right along with him, I think, to try to drown him out. Mission after mission in Cu Chi, Cambodia, and then Chu Lai, we were flying together. We were each other's lucky piece. Been shot up and shot down, and by then convinced that we were bulletproof. Kenny was due what called a down day, or a day off, and Lord knows he had earned it. During his day off, where does he go? To the operation hut to listen to the transmissions of the flight and the gunships. He could hear that we were really getting clobbered. So Kenny rounded up a crew to come and help us. A lone gun to join the two that we had on station. That would make a heavy team, or 3 gunships. But by themselves, they had no cover and no backup. They were sitting ducks and they drew enemy fire like they were magnets for it. I was later told, which was the only flight that I know of that Kenny and I didn't fly together, that he was leaning out of the gunship, as usual, with his M60 machine gun, just giving up hell. And one bullet, one not so lucky shot, hit Kenny in the left hip area and came out of his right armpit. There he lay in the Chu Lai hospital, and we would come to tell him that everything was going to be okay. Well, we were bad liars, and Kenny knew it. When he passed, it was due to the infection that had set in and wreaked havoc upon his body. He weighed about 100 pounds. Kenny died on October 3rd, 1970. He was 21 years old and 3 months shy of his birthday. Kenneth John Koch's name is on the Vietnam Wall in Washington, D.C. Panel 7W, row 109. It's in the Ring of Honor at the flagpole of the Veterans Memorial here in Trophy Club. Northwest side, top row, 3rd out from the flagpole. Being from New Jersey, Kenny probably would have laughed at that, but I think he would have understood. Kenny was just one of 58,000 plus soldiers who lost their life in Vietnam. And you see, every one of those lives was precious because each one was someone's lucky piece. Remember, there are no noble wars, just noble warriors. It's left to us, the living, to tell the stories of those heroes. Thank you, Trophy Club, for letting me have the opportunity to tell this one. May God bless you and your families, and God bless America.